sharing, what needs to be answered for this particular question, it's great to see almost most of the people over here in this community. Thanks very much, people who have joined for this in this community. So on that note, let me set a quick context as Archana has been quickly really asking on the frame as how do we really leaders, in fact, conduct the meetings? And that's what she was asking, right? 1 month also people prepare, 1 week before people prepare, but on the day of the meeting, and what happens or what goes wrong? So that's a very good question. And every time we've been seeing or discussing and all, saying that something needs to improve in this meeting. So what all? So that is where we are definitely I'm going to share with you all. So before me sharing, let me know how many of us here in this community, in this group here currently are, who all are working in a company. So just type me in the chat box so I would know, and then accordingly I can align. Who all are working in a company or an organization? Okay, so we have one Niru. Hey, hi Nirupama. Good. Hi Moniza. Good. So two people working. Okay, and okay, 3, 4 people are working. So that means we also have working people. How many of us are self? I was about to ask you, self-employed. Hey, thanks, Arun Zach. So how many people are self-employed or running our own business? Okay, so that is also one. Good. So either it could be self-employed or running your own business, that's fine. So why I ask this question is because the meetings, what we conduct may vary. When the people are working in the working professionals, it's different, and people who are entrepreneurs or that is different. So to quickly answer to Archana's question, what goes wrong? So I call it as a PFS method. I mean, you can just make a note. I'll just type in the chat box for all. It's called PFS. So I would request all, as you all are, I'm sure each one of us over here in this community today or in the respective room here, I'm sure everyone might have attended different meetings. It could be you might have initiated meetings, you might have attended meetings. Am I right? If all have attended meetings or initiated meetings, type yes in the chat box, and then is where I would go at. So when we are initiating a meeting or attended a meeting, answer to these questions. And what is PFS? I'll share. Most of the time, just think about your meetings, whichever you have been attending earlier. Are the meetings most of the time talks about past or talks about future? Write that in the chat box, whatever you feel. The meetings talk about most of the time the past, or we discuss about future. That's one. Second, most of the times the meeting which we are either attending or conducting, are the meetings focused on problems or on solutions? Type that in the chat box. Where do you think most of the meetings which we conduct are aligned to? Are they focusing more on problems or solutions? And the third, thanks very much for typing. People are typing on the chat box. And the third, are the meetings, I've asked about the past and the future, and then the problems and solutions, and one more, are the meetings most of the time conducted are either driven by negativity or positivity, right? So negativity, when I say, it's more about blaming each other, or it's about encouraging each other. All right, so that also you can think about. So the meetings are driven through negativity or positivity. So that's where we call about these three. So what is this PFS? The PFS, it's a mix. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, people definitely. I'm sure each one of us may have your own different experiences here. Very true. Thanks very much for sharing. And as Archana asked this question, 1 month before I prepared, or 1 week before also I prepared, or it's been in 1 day before I prepared. Yes, preparation is the key. Definitely we need to prepare. But what's the time are we investing to ensure the meeting is very smooth and has really achieved the objective of the meeting is when our discussions are more about future, when our discussions more positively driven, and when our discussions are more solution oriented. But in reality, what happens? That's what we call as PFS, which is positive, future, solution oriented. So these are 3 points: positive, I'm writing it again. PFS is positive, futuristic, and solution oriented. When the meetings are driven in this fashion, definitely the meetings really go well. But what happens in reality is people are so much of challenging situations come up. Meetings are conducted, as Archana asked. Meetings are conducted because challenges have come. Hey, come. There's a new challenge come up. Come for the meeting. When the meetings are conducted, when challenges are there, definitely you end up only talking about problems. Agreed. There are some meetings, a structured meeting. We say, okay, every Monday is our meeting, and we have weekly review meeting. We have a monthly review meeting. Correct? I'm sure everyone undergoes all of that, right? So when I say either weekly review meeting or monthly review meetings also, what happens? Yeah, the structured one. So we're not supposed to talk about problems, but we're supposed to talk about the solutions. But there, what we end up doing most of the times is we end up talking more about the past in the weekly review meetings. What I did last week, it's not about what I need to do the next week. So that's when the difference goes. So as Archana has asked this, so this particular question, the key challenges which are faced are this. Today, in these 20 years, different companies which we go, top all meetings, it could be middle management meeting, it could be senior management meeting. When we go for such programs, we ask them this question. Still, for our surprise, we see that there are many meetings are conducted only in past, where 80-20, 80% of the time invested, if it's a 1 hour meeting, 80% of time invested is about past, and only 20% is invested about future. But it has to be vice versa. Yes, analyze the past. Our role is to analyze the past, have the data clear. 20% of the time is enough for us. For the past, what happened? And 80% of the time is where we need to really focus on what we need to. And that's where the shift we need. And as we talk about these working professionals on one side, and even business entrepreneurs over here who are think about the meetings, how you conduct. And if you are the people who are going to initiate the meetings, then think, how is that meetings you are conducting? I believe I've answered this question, Archana. Over to you.
You answered it extremely well. There's so much in detail that you have answered, Mr. Prakash. I really appreciate it. In fact, I really like this idea wherein you stated that it's also about how much we have prepared and inside it.
Yes, very true.
So it's correct there. Just in detail to that, yes, of course, we have prepared a lot, but still at the moment, certain times we are not able to execute it in that manner as we have planned. And leaders always have it in mind that what we can do to ensure that the meeting falls in line and is actually engaging and powerful for the people, for the participants who are coming in. So not just the action, but also mindset shift plays a major role in the execution of the meeting. So, what do you
Very true.
suggest that the biggest mindset shift which a leader has or a host needs to make to run meetings, people which actually they enjoy?
Thanks for asking that. The mind shift, what needs to be done. Uh, just to add on, let me ask one more question to all the audience here. How many of us, as in connection to the previous question, we connect this second question as well. How many people are confident when your preparation time is more? Type me in the chat box. How many people are confident when your preparation time is more? Or maybe it could be 1 week before, 1 month before you're prepared. Type me in the chat box if you're confident. Okay. Second, how many of us are confident? You're only today is a meeting and today only you need to prepare. And still you're confident. Type me in the chat box. Today is a meeting and today only I need to prepare. Type me in the chat box. Okay. All right. So good one. So last minute adrenaline, very true. So let me share with you. There are few people still, though we have time, 1 month before I need to prepare a meeting or all of that, I have this presentation I need to prepare. But I'm sure 80% of people will only prepare the last minute. How many people agree with this? Type yes in the chat box if you agree. Though we have time 1 month earlier, we end up only the 1 day previous, only we start at least preparing the meeting, align the meeting to the context. What are the key pointers I need to share? And all of that comes up that time. All right? True. So what's the mindset shift? That's as what Archana was asking. What's the mindset shift I need to really work on? And what I really need to do then is great meetings are structured, keeping this point so-called the meetings are structured and well planned, well ahead dates. Monthly review meetings are clearly communicated, saying that, hey, the second of every month or maybe second Tuesday of every month. That's how corporates operate, right? So monthly meetings are scheduled, but I know that I need to make a presentation too. So definitely, and the mindset which we need to focus is the mindset from, I would say that's more of a growth mindset. I'm sure everyone knows what's growth mindset, but it's more about the fear. Most of the people sometimes may have fear even at the last minute when you're doing, oh my God, this important presentation, how will I do? My God, MD is coming a part of the presentation, or senior managers are coming with a part of the presentation. It's about the fear which drives you for the presentation, or it is about the confidence which drives you for the presentation. This you need to think. If you're operating with the fear for the presentation, then that's a mind shift you need to change. You need to operate with a confidence. And thanks very much. Oh, Arun Sachs is asking about what is fear. Excellent. Good. Thank you very much. Arun, I understand you have close to 30 years experience. For you, nothing is a fear. But yes,
If I
for the few
can please
people.
clarify this,
But
if
yeah,
you
please
don't
go ahead,
mind.
Archana. You want to add on?
Okay,
Please,
so
please.
yeah,
Keep it
yeah,
fast.
please do. That's absolutely right. In fact, if you go with the fear mindset or not with the confidence of handling the meeting, it goes for a toss. So, in explanation to that, what I would state is that when at the last moment is when I had to prepare for a meeting. So, this happened with me in one of the organizations. At the last moment is what I had to prepare literally just 25 minutes before, not even 30 minutes before, 25 minutes before. So a few things up and down happened here in the data. And finally, when I was starting, thankfully, it was not a 10 people in front of me. It was just me and my reporting manager. So when we started, I was not able to recollect all the data and try to give a positive impact in starting the meeting. First thing which I received from him was the feedback was that how can I have the confidence in you when you yourself do not have the confidence in the presentation? And that is the fear. There
Very
you
good.
go.
Good one. Thanks, Archana, for sharing. So there could be an adrenaline rush, as in fact even Arun Sachs shared. The last minute, there are sometimes the new people. When you are facing new people, there could be a fear. When we are presenting some new topic, we are not aware of the topic, there could be fear. When we are presenting through a new platform, maybe today we all are in Zoom, all of a sudden you ask me to come in a Teams meeting, there could be a fear or adrenaline rush. Oh my God, what is it? Right? So anything new which we are entering, there could be a fear, a mild fear. Agreed. So we need to overcome, definitely yes. So what is that which we need to do? And what kind of mindset we need to shift? We always use this shared technique of preparing an auto dialogue or a mono dialogue for our own self and keep sharing it with your own self in your mind, saying that a positive aspect as I can do it, I can do it, I'll be able to make it up. Internally, a mono dialogue within your mind makes you prepare and give you a lot of confidence. And it's a very important auto suggestion. You really make it in your mind, and that's a mindset shift which we can do. And I said, yes, I can do it. I'll be able to make it up. And this is a mind dialogue. It's not I'm openly sharing it here. So this will add a lot of value and create or shift your mindset of fear to a confidence which drives you with it. Yes, maybe for few people might have tried this. Okay, how many people have tried this earlier? Just type me in the chat box. Some people have really done this. having a mono dialogue within yourself, and you can talk about before you went in the meeting. If you have that kind of feeling, say, yes, I can do it. I can do it. I will. And I am able to face it. I'm able to face it. All these, yeah, you can call it as affirmations, visualizations, agreed. These all are words definitely created. But that itself, and I call it as a self-dialogue. I mean, there are people call it as affirmations, people call it as visualizations, people call it as a mono-dialogue, a self-dialogue. There are different words and phrases which we can keep, right? So this is a mindset shift I would share is, first is this, bring that kind of a mindset from the fear mindset to the confidence mindset. So that's first one. Second, as Archana shared, I have less time. What will I do? And I only have 20 minutes time. I just quickly need to make a presentation. My superiors are asking, and they say, just saying 20 minutes, you give me a presentation. I know that I need more time, but I need to make a presentation. What do I do? And the mindset here, what needs to operate is understand the context. Very important when the meetings are in a less timeline, which is given, and then asked you to present or prepare it in less timeline, present it. Just understand the context. That is enough. If the context of the meeting is understood, you will be able to take the meeting wonderfully. But if the context of the meeting is not understood and you just want to share your viewpoints, 1, 2, 3, 4, the purpose itself gets defeated. So the mindset shift for the second is not about the content, it is about the context. It's very, very important. So the mindset shift is about the context and not about the content, which is very clear. Content can be discussed. We can ask people, why are meetings conducted? Meetings are conducted towards a solution. It is not to prove that, hey, I am good. Meetings are conducted with a purpose to shift it towards the solution, to shift for the future, to get more clarity, and not to prove ourselves. So the mindset, third point, the mindset needs to operate is not to proving mindset. Hey, I should be in a proving mindset. I need to make a best presentation. I have to prove myself. No. Just have a mindset that I need to share my views and accept. What happens, let me accept. It's not a proving mindset. It's an accepting mindset. So these are the mindsets I would share, Archana, are required really when you really need to shift from these aspects. And even less time is there, sometime more time you may have. But this is what I would share from my side.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prakash. It was very beautiful indeed. All the participants, if you really agree to Mr. Prakash, go ahead and type fear to confidence in the chat box. Please type fear to confidence in the chat box. Let me see the chat box running in, please. And now coming over to you, yes, it's good. And what you said also was that running a monologue in the mind. So yes, we have a discussion, we have a thinking in our mind. We always prepare, just like we prepare for extempore, just like we prepare for debate. Good morning, everyone. Nice to welcome you all here. So that same manner, whenever we go for meeting, also we have that kind of a monologue dialogue. And quite often, what also happens is that just like we have that dialogue preparation inside our mind, when the meeting starts, also the leader, or the presenter, or the host of the meeting goes ahead and takes it in a monologue manner, like a one-way communication. So they quite often go ahead and speak it as if they are the one who are presenting the PPT. End of it. Any suggestions? That's it. That is how that meeting goes. Now, what you suggest for this, that how can this leader or the presenter can make this kind of a monologue discussion more interactive and energizing for the participants, such that everybody can contribute. And
Okay.
also beforehand itself, let me inform you. I had informed you that by 10:35, let us wind it up. I don't mind extending. Let us wind it up at 10:45 so that we can have the. It was beautiful to listen to
I'll
speak
make
to
it
you,
more short.
Prakash. So it will be wonderful if we are extending it. It's absolutely fine.
I'll make it short as well.
No, no, no.
That the
Please
third
not.
question was a
Please
good
explain in
question.
the same manner like you have planned. Please do. Please do not make it short. There was no underlying concept of me telling you the time. It really meant that I don't mind extending it all.
Yeah, thanks very much. So how do you make an audience make it interactive? And I would just ask this. Okay, how many of us, maybe type in the chat box this for this particular question. How many of us really ask questions from your side? How many of you all ask questions in the meeting? Type me in the chat box. Do you ask questions in the meeting, or you only tell your viewpoints in the meeting? So this question is for how many people ask questions for the meeting? Okay, Muniza said she asked questions during the meeting. Others? Yeah, do both. Okay, and ask questions. Very nice. So what's very necessary is when we are either attending a meeting or hosting a meeting, or even end your dialogue with questions. I'm just being very clear here. End your dialogue with a question. And that's what makes very interactive. So when I say end your dialogue with a question, for example, Archana asks me a question. And during a meeting, she could be my superior, my cross-functional colleague, or my customer, or whoever it could be. All right. So Archana asked me a question. I answer to Archana's question, whatever answer X, Y, Z which I need to give. And after answering the question, end my dialogue with another question, saying that I believe I've answered to your question. Am I right? Is it okay? What's your answer then, Archana? Then is where I make it interactive. Or else, second, I give an answer for the question Archana's asked me. I answer X, Y, Z, A, B, C, all whatever I have to answer. And then I invite another person. For example, the other person I'm able to see on the screen is Muniza. So I'm just taking Muniza's example. And I say, Muniza, what is your views and suggestion? Would you like to share your views?
Good.
After I finish talking my point, I need to invite Muniza. That's what I'm talking about. End your dialogue with a question. Excellent. So, Arun Sachs always, will it work always? Yes. The purpose of the meeting is about inviting even others' views, thoughts, and coming to a kind of an acceptance with each other. Yeah, agreed. There could be scenarios where people may not really agree to our viewpoints. That's when we need to go back to the first point, which I said. When people are not accepting what you're talking, think, am I talking past or future? Am I talking problem or solution? Am I talking positive or negative? When there's a non-acceptance of people, that means I'm stuck anywhere in those 3 pointers. I'm talking about problem, I'm talking negative, and I'm talking past. All these three, when we talk, people will not accept, and they will highlight, they will start debating, they will start arguing. You may find why people are arguing in the meeting here. It's because we talk about past. We start narrating about past or problems. Argument. Just think, everyone just think about your meetings and think of a meeting where too much of arguments have happened. You'll understand arguments have happened because the discussion was on the past basis. All past discussing, hey, last month XYZ happened. Last month you also said you'll be able to share me these reports. You're not able to share. What happened? Hey, last month this breakdown happened, or our customer XYZ customer also was asking the scope of change. Were you able to work on it? Why are you not able to work? Why are you not able to work? What happened? And all past. Negative. And all this, when we start asking, that definitely will only get into argument. People will come with excuses. People will come up with arguments. And then we will again ask, again, I don't want to listen in excuses. I am only asking such question. Again, I say, I don't want to listen in excuse. That means I need to reframe my questioning pattern. So for it to make it interactive, Archana, we need to ask, I would add on the PFS, which I said, positive, future, solution, and all the PFS connected end dialogue with a question. I need to have a positive question, future-oriented question, as well as solution-driven question. And when I'm able to create this, I'm sure the meeting is aligned towards the purpose, towards the goal, and we'll be able to achieve what we need to achieve.
That's correct. And I believe that also answers the question. Yes, Moniza, we will be unmuting all the other participants around 10:45. You can definitely go ahead and raise your questions at that time. Until then, please request you to be a little bit patient here with me. So yes, thank you very much for your beautiful insights, Mr. Prakash. I really accepted wherein you said that future oriented, be a solution oriented, do not think regarding the past. That's absolutely correct. In fact, that is where the discussions lead either to a heated arguments, otherwise there is not much of a result oriented. Participants just end up spending half an hour of time or 1 hour of time with no results in the meeting. So we are talking about results, we're talking about solutions. So definitely if we follow the P, F and S method, we can definitely come to a results as well. And I hope that answers Mr. Arun's question as well as to will it always work? It will always work. How to find out a solution is a different concept. But yes, making it interactive was the question. And yes, if you are asking that, what do you think regarding this? Mr. Arun, what do you think regarding this? Ms. Asha, what do you think regarding this? Mr. Prakash, I'm inviting the other participants to contribute their points as well. Yes or no, I agree or disagree is secondary, but yes, I'm inviting them in for the discussion. That is what the question was. So it's absolutely correct. Correct. We can make it interactive if we are asking these questions. Now, coming back to the same question methodology, Mr. Prakashio, uh, everyone goes by default that whenever we are ending a discussion, we often say that, ending a meeting, we often say that these are my viewpoints. What do you suggest? Do you have any suggestions? During this point, everybody just nods their head and they stay silent, saying that they do not have anything. Yes. So the speaker gets an awkward silence and they are like, how do I make it interactive? I asked a question, but I'm not getting anything back right now. This is also probably a little bit in line with what previously Mr. Arun had asked a question. So how do you suggest that a silence like this can be overtaken?
One simple word, smile. You asked a question. No, I don't have any solution. No, I don't have anything to share. No, I don't have any suggestion. If they say, smile. The moment you smile at them, what happens? So that's a question which she asked. So we are talking about, I asked them a question and then they say, okay, do you have any suggestions? And I invite another person. And they say, no, I don't have any suggestions. Smile. The moment you smile, it makes the other person think more, think again. There could be a possibility if they really want to share, they may share. They may say, no, I don't have any suggestion. That could be because they're not very confident. They may say that, no, I don't have any points, but they may have certain points internally within. But the environment for me, maybe my super boss is also sitting, my manager is also sitting. Can I share this now? If those all comes, that time, those all thinking process happens, that time they may, even they want to say, they will say, no, no, I don't have any suggestion. No, that's fine. Smile. Smile at them, which will give them the confidence again. And then ask them, if you really have any other point, please feel to share, which makes them very comfortable to open up. Right? Agreed? There are many people, it happens, and then we also ask and then agreed. If they're not aligned with the meeting, they're lost completely. If they really are not aware, they say, yes, we'll know. But looking at them, I'm sure we understand that there is certain points in his or her mind, but they're not opening up. I'm sure we all are able to understand the body language cues, signals. And if you're able to see that, smile at them gently. That's the one of the biggest technique, which really works like a mantra. But people may ask, but how can I smile in a meeting and all? We're not asking you to laugh. Please be very clear. Laughing is different. Smiling is different. Many people misunderstand that it's laughing. No, it isn't laughing. It's smiling, which gives the confidence to the other person to share their viewpoints. And the moment if the person says, no, I don't know an answer, respect them. That's okay. And I ask them, that's fine if you're not having. But still, if you have any point of time, after this also we continue, any other points you want to share, feel free. Give them that comfortability. then people will share. Or second last one point, and if you, in regarding to this question, when we ask generic to all, any questions, any suggestions, nobody's answering. It's quiet. Then pick up a person. Now I'm able to see one more video turned on Sonali. Thank you, Sonali. We can, we can pick up Sonali, what's your views? And I can take a person's name and ask a question which enables them to share their viewpoints.
Exactly.
Right? So these are the two ways I feel that that can add more value to your meetings when you ask people for some suggestions. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for your thoughts here, Mr. Prakash. And just in addition to what you stated, so you said one more video is turned on. Just to tell you that towards the end of the session, we will have a small photo session. So all those videos which are off will have to turn on the videos. Not now, but giving you a heads up, we have another 15 to 20 minutes. Beyond that, I would really request everybody to turn on the video so that we can have a short pic before we wind up the session. So at that time, you can see all the faces behind it. All right. So coming back to you, Mr. Prakash, and we are ending, but with one last question, which is probably going to be a summary of all the discussions which we had till now. Okay. So in response to that, basically leaders, when they're having a meeting, everything goes fine. Absolutely, whatever has been taught to them, whatever they have learned, whatever they have read from here and there, they've gone and executed it. But now, when it comes to closing the meetings in a confident and inspiring way, what do you suggest that the people should be doing it such that they leave, that is, the participants, they leave with energy and clarity?
Archana, I lost you in between because of an internet challenge. So if you can
Okay.
just repeat that question. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So I will repeat. How can presenters or the leaders they close the meetings in a confident way, in a clear way, in an inspiring way, such that the participants who are leaving, that is ending the meeting, they are leaving with energy and clarity. Summary of the entire discussion.
Okay. So in between, there was a break in the voice, but what I understand from the question is, how do we end the meeting or close the meeting with a high energy? That's what the question you're asking. Am I right? All right. Fine. Thanks. So yeah, how do we close? Very important. The way how we start, the closing becomes very important. They need to walk out with an action plan. Definitely, they need to really understand the way forward discussion and summary. A lot of points are there, but I will give you one mechanism to really have that also with you, so it becomes easier for us to remember as well. So always closing has to be with a bang. What is that way forward? Closing has to have a deadline. When are we meeting back again? What is the next meeting all about? Right? A closing has to have always a way forward plan. So what are the next step we are going to do? That has to be very clear. All right. So most of the meetings, they only talk about all this A, B, C, X, Y, Z, but the way forward, they need to invest more time. All right. The way forward has to be very clear by when, by what, who are the people who's going to be responsible, and what are next key steps, detailed steps. This also has to be clear. And summary. The summarizing is very important step for closing. The moment you summarize, it becomes easier for people to understand. Even if I missed certain key pointers, maybe I might have received a call. I'm in a meeting and received a call all of a sudden, and at the end, even if I took a call and then I missed few points, the summary will help, right? So summary plays a very important role. And final word, energize them. Energize them. Have even always people say start the meeting with a good rapport building. I always also say end the meeting with rapport building is very important. It's just not start the meeting with rapport building. Yeah, start the meeting with rapport building. People start and yes, yeah, how are you? How was your week? And what are you doing? And all rapport, normal rapport, what we need to do it. Even end with the same way. But most of the meetings just think it ends in a very closed phase environment. Oh, I have so much commitment now. Oh my God, I have to do this now. Make it ease. End it also with a rapport building. with like, now I may say at the end, I can share that, for example, Archana, Nirupama is there. And Nirupama, thanks Niru for joining. So when I say Nirupama is there, and Nirupama, I would say at the end, I've given maybe in our action plan, all we spoke the way forward, what Nirupama is going to do next 1 week or 1 month and all. Then I can subtly say at the end to build the energy. So I understand, Nirupama, you have a lot of work for this next 1 week. Am I right? What will happen to Nirupama? What will happen to you, Nirupama? I'll just make it more of it. Is it turned on where people can unmute themselves as well, Archana? No, is it? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No issue. That's fine. All right. So in that case, what happens is ideally people tend to again smile. People tend to again and say in a normal context, yeah, I know I can do it and all of that. So that's again a rapport building you need to create. So when we are leaving or ending the meeting, again prepare their mindsets and then send them. That will give a lot of energy. And never leave a meeting with only task on mind. Leave them from a meeting with a lot of energy with their thought process. And any help, we all can do it. Can we all? End with this question. Can we all meet again? Can we all achieve this target? Can we all work together? All these questions, you know what? They will say yes, yes, yes. And that's the energy you leave them with. And energy closing is very, very mandatory. And the more you are summarizing it and then having a clear way forward action plan, ask these closed-ended, I call it as a closed-ended questions for which you're preparing the mind to say yes, will help a lot to build the energy. All right? Thank you. Over to you, Archana.
Thank you, Mr. Prakash. Thank you so much for your practical, truly practical insights, and which every leader we all can use right away. Let's now try. We have to kind of rush into it because we have just 15 minutes. We have not just the live coaching segment, but we also have the question and answer round remaining from all the participants. So yes, a few of them had raised their hands. Kindly bear with me for just a few minutes because an important aspect of the meeting discussions, the meeting invite, the meeting which we had right now, the talk show which we had right now is a live coaching segment wherein we go into practically applying whatever we have learned till now. So please bear me with you for a few minutes, and I request all the participants to let me know, type ready in the chat box if you're ready for a live coaching segment. So on the spot, we'll have some say, scenario-based question, case study-based questions. Are you all ready? Please type ready in the chat box. Please type ready in the chat box. Perfect. Thank you so much.
I'm also ready.
Yes, yes, please. But please do not let out the answers, Mr. Prakash.
Okay, I appreciate.
Okay, done. So we are going for quick meeting situations. It is all going to be A, B, C, which you will have to type. Okay. So the first thing is that only half an hour, only half of your team has joined for the meeting. So 10 o'clock, 5 minutes is over. That is 10 o'clock, the meeting was supposed to start, but only half of the team has joined. Now, what do you do in a scenario like this? I've typed in the chat screen, what do you suggest? A or B or C? In such a scenario, do you wait for everyone? Perfect. So Sonali was too fast. Okay, good. What about the others? Please see in the chat stream. Thank you so much, Nirupama. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. People are going good. All right. So yes, before I even good. So quite a good number of people have typed the A. That is wait for everyone. Okay. Okay, wait for everyone is a good option, but I think everybody got mixed between A and B. I got A as well as B. Start on time and wait for others to join, I believe. Okay. So yes, what we can do is the correct answer in this one is going to be B. That is start on time. I request all the participants here, whenever you have a meeting to start, 10 o'clock or 10:05 or 10:15, please start on time because this is the kind of a discipline which we have created. Because if we are starting the meeting at probably we have initiated it at 10 o'clock, we have created it at 10 o'clock, but we are starting at 10:15. What about the participants who have joined at sharp 10? What is the kind of an impression which we are giving on them that it's okay if you're coming 15 minutes late? Nope. They will make sure that the next time the people who have come in at 10:15 will also come in at sharp 10 o'clock. So always when you have fixed a time for a meeting, please make sure it is starting with that time. The other participants who are coming in late, it's absolutely fine, but please make sure to find out some ways which they can ensure that they are joining in on the time the next time. Thank you so much for your beautiful insights here. Now, going for the second question, we have just three or four. I'll try to go as quick as possible. Okay, so in a meeting, sometimes one person dominates. Okay, so dominates as in he keeps talking, he says lots of points to cover. So yes, that is good. But in a situation, of course, everybody does not have a chance to contribute. So what do you do in a situation like this? Question is in the chat screen. One person dominates. A. What do? You let them talk. B. You redirect politely, and C. You ask them to speak later. What do you think is the correct one? B. Okay. Okay. Everybody is typing B. Good. B and C. Okay. Arun sir, only one question, please. One option, please. C, B, B, perfect. Quite a good number of people have responded C. Sorry, have responded B. And yes, B is the correct answer. Redirect politely while keeping it positive. The C one is also that, however, the word politely is missing there. So C1 is just like, okay, if suppose Prakash is the one who's maybe in this case, I'm sorry for taking your example here, Prakash sir,
Please,
but
please.
maybe Prakash is the one who's dominating the discussion, and I'm the one who's the host. I'm the one who's the presenter. Now, there are two ways of saying it. Either I can say, okay, Prakash, can you please contribute your points towards the end? This is one way. Or I can say, okay, Prakash, 1 minute, let me complete. Let me complete is a C1. So I'm telling him to stay silent while I contribute. Okay. But the B1, okay, can you please give me some point? I will also contribute. In this manner, I'm saying it politely. Okay. So which one is better? Of course, the B1. Okay. That is what that was a joke, Arun sir. He took it off
I
as
am
a
quiet
joke.
only now,
He's not
Arun.
highlighted. All right, now coming to the third one, we have to quickly go for. There are just five questions. The third one is this. So this is exactly very much in the scenario like you have explained in your meeting as well, in your talk show as well, right now, in the talk show as well. So you ask any thoughts towards the end, but there is a complete silence. Again, go to the chat box and I've typed three responses. Point number one, what do? You move on. Point number two, you call names. Point number C, you reframe the question. What do you suggest? Call names. Okay. There is going to be a very strong confusion in this one. Prakash sir, I would love your thoughts on this.
Done, done.
Okay, C, B, C, B, everybody is heavily confused. I was expecting to be confused. All right. So in this one, it is going to be C followed by B. Okay. First is you rephrase the question. So you go ahead and ask that. I had asked this. Do you have any points to contribute? Still, if you get silence, is where now you clear that the question which I asked, it has gone across to the other people. C point, that is, you rephrase the question. But still, if you're not getting a response, is where we have seen a discussion right now, wherein it is the participants are not engaged, it is not interactive. In such a scenario, we can pull out the people and we can say that, okay, Muniza, do you have any point to contribute? Nirupama, do you have any point to contribute? So the first answer is going to be C only. Beyond that, we can come for the point which Mr. Prakash had stated. Am I fine here, Mr. Prakash?
So Arun writes only one answer we have to share.
Yeah, so that is why I said C. One answer
C,
only.
followed
Correct.
by
So that is why I said C.
great.
But since quite a good number of people had mentioned B, so I wanted to clarify if it is C or B, which is the right one, and if it is C and not B, why so? Okay, so my correct answer is C only. Rephrase. But if you're not getting a response, go. Okay. All right. Now coming to the fourth question, the second last question. So in the meeting, someone says that this will not work. This will not work at all. Okay. So now, in a situation like this, what do? I'm typing it in the chat screen again. So someone says this will not work. A, do you defend? B, explore reason. C, ignore. I think this one is going to be an easy peasy for everyone. Yes, perfect. Exactly. You explore, you ask the reason. Why do you say so? What do you suggest? Perfect. You ask for reasoning and you ask for alternatives, turning negativity into collaboration or discussion. Now, we go for the last question before we open up the mic for before we open up the stage for a few questions which are coming in. So here is the last question. Meeting time is over, but some items still remains. That is, still certain points of discussion are remaining. Okay. In such kind of a scenario, what do you do? So go to the chat again. Meeting time is over, but some items for discussion still remain. What do we do? Point number A, extend the time. Point number B, rush through, go quickly, finish it fast. C, close on time and assign follow ups. What do you suggest for this?
Very important question for now.
For now, also.
The current situation.
The current situation. So do we rush through it or what? Yes, we are doing. No, I really do not extend that. We are not extending the time at all. Our time is 10 to 11. Only the agenda has changed. We are not extending the time. Okay. Nirupama also says A, Josreen says C, and Suresh says C. Okay.
All
So
mixed
remember,
answers.
towards the beginning, we had this question wherein participants have not come in. Do we start or do we close? What do we do? So at that time, many of us had stated that. Again, at that time was a mix. That is, people stated that let us start on time, or some said that let's wait for the others to join. And that time I had responded that what is the kind of a discipline which we have inciting onto the people? What's the kind of a thought process which you have given to the people who are starting on time? The same thing is what applies here as well. Okay. So if we have to wind up the meeting, we have said that the meeting will wind up at 5 p.m. Let us please stick to that time limit. And at 5 p.m., we can say that we also had a few more discussions to go on. Unfortunately, we do not have the time right now. Let us probably hold a meeting at a later period of time. I'll send across an email to you and fix another meeting. At that time, we'll start on time, we'll end on time. We have just 2 points to discuss. It will take only half an hour. When you're doing that, you're maintaining the discipline of starting on time and ending on time. Of course, few things goes up and down, we do not have a control over it. In order to control that also, what we have done is we are ending still on time. Point number C, we are giving it a proper closure, but at the same time we are also opening the stage for the others. Okay. So the meeting hall, people switch off the AC. Arun sir, please, we have to wind up in a few minutes. Okay. So yes, somebody had a question. Can we please go ahead for that before we go for the vote of thanks? Muniza, I'm not able to.
Good questions framed on this quiz, Archana. Keep it up. That's very nicely done, which
Okay,
helps
so
people as well to understand
Muniza,
more.
thank you so much, Mr. Prakash. Muniza, do you have a question to state right now? If you give me an option to unmute, I'll be able to unmute you. Yeah, I've given you the option to unmute. Can
Okay.
you?
Yeah, hi. First and foremost, thank you so much for having this session. It was very interesting. And, just to, in fact, Prakash, you already answered the question I had, the first question I had, which was to do with, if there is somebody who you direct a question to from the audience and they just refuse to answer, so how do you really deal with that? Because we do find sometimes cases like that where the participant just either is completely frozen or they just don't like to be targeted, if I for want of a better word. So but you've already answered that question for me, so that's fine. But there's a second question that I had
Please.
when you spoke about oftentimes in meetings we do dwell, the arguments happen because people are dwelling on the past, right? Now, imagine a scenario where, let's say, that group of people or that cohort of people, they are already, there's a lot of backstory and they have these arguments brewing. And as a trainer, when you see that happening, and I know ideally we should not be dwelling on the past, but if you have to look at solutions, there's some element of the past that has to be brought out. So how do you deal with a situation like that? So that's my question to you.
Good question, Manisha. Thank you very much. As I shared previously, there needs to be past, but the limitations to it could be 20%. So our role, why we discuss about past, is analyze. Our role is to analyze the past, what happened. And for that, have data, correct? So quickly take the discussion towards the data. When we do not have data about the past, unnecessarily the discussions will happen. So what we suggest, if we have data, quickly shift that conversation toward the data. See, the data shows A, B, C, X, Y, Z. You gain control of the meeting. Taking a situation, there is no past data at all. No, we have not collected data. The information gathering has not been done at all. But these people are only talking about the past. And then our only way is to assertively share and then bring them to the future. I understand that we are discussing about this past, which has already happened. But may we discuss also about the future, what needs to be done now? Can we? And then reframe that, bring the audience to the future. Otherwise, you will be taken for a toss discussing past, arguments only will happen. We need to shift that gear towards future. So first is toward the data. If you don't have the data, shift it towards the future. I may answer your question now, Manisha. Yeah. So you're okay again to unmute, is it? Okay, Archana, she is again muted.
No, I
She's
didn't
unable to
unmute.
unmute. Manisha is unable to unmute.
Yeah. No, I've understood what you said. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Sure.
very,
You
very
are
well
what's
explained.
your profession, Manisha? You're working or you are in the independent counselor?
So it's a strange situation. I am working. I have been in the education sector for the last 15 years, and I'm now freelancing also simultaneously as a soft skills trainer and image consultant. So yeah, that's what I'm
Very
doing.
nice. Thanks for asking that question.
Thank you.
Pleasure being.
Thank you so much for a beautiful question there. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
a
Archana.
beautiful session as well, Mr. Prakash. So I request Ms. Sonali now to come in for the vote of thanks. One minute. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the beautiful session, Prakash sir. It was truly thoughtful. So before we close the session, let's take a moment to truly thank you for such a wonderful session and such beautiful insights. So I am Advocate Sonali Satpathy, a legal counsel and a business owner. A heartfelt thank you to you, Mr. Prakash Sharma, for sharing such actionable, insightful, and truly refreshing ideas with us today. Your practical approach to leadership and confidence truly resonates with what Confidence Communiqué stands for. The vision of this entire talk show is truly commendable, and you have truly empowered that vision with us today. Thank you so much for that. We also invite everyone to follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook to stay updated on upcoming episodes, highlights, and behind the scene moments. So I request Ms. Archana to please share the links in the chat box.
Please go ahead. Go ahead,
Yes.
Sonali.
And we have one more important announcement. So we are truly excited and thrilled to announce the launch of our Language Lab version 1, a special extension of Confidence Communique for those who want to go deeper. So this is your personal practice will begin. It will have some curated sessions where your confidence meet daily speaking, where feedback comes as your growth tool, and where fear of English transforms into a flow. So in the language lab, we will be experiencing weekly live practice sessions, uh, real-time feedback on tone and creativity and clarity, short game-based confidence drills, and a supportive community that will help you grow. So we'll be growing together in the language lab. If you have ever wished to sound more fluent, more natural, and more assured, this is your space to start. I'm again requesting Ms. Archana to please share the Language Lab brochure and the registration link in the chat box for everyone to explore and register. And also with the social media links for everyone to stay connected. Please follow us, subscribe, and share with everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sonali.
Thank you.
Now, coming to a wrap up of the session. So, thank you, Mr. Prakash, for your beautiful insights. Thank you so much for taking out time from your
Maybe.
schedule and coming for this session. Thank you to
Thank
Ms.
you.
Darshini and Sonali as well for your welcome address, for your vote of thanks. And now, as a wrap up, I would like to state that every meeting that we lead is not just a task, it's a moment to build confidence, clarity, and connection. Lead your next one with purpose, positivity, and presence, the three P's. We'll see you next Saturday. We hold this on every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Same time, same place with a new topic, a new speaker, and another powerful life coaching experience. Till then, stay confident, stay connected, and keep communicating. Bye bye,
Yes, sir.
everyone. Take
Thank you
care.
very much. Thank you all. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for creating. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Take care. Take care.
Bye-bye.